Mana, mwabuka mana, mwasinda mana, moko mana, wewe sulinyo bose moko mana, ilimoni neko mana. Welcome to Dishome Kidawida and welcome to another episode of Dishome Kidawida. If it is your first time here, karibu sana. This is where we explore, learn and speak Kidawida. Also, this is where everything and anything Kidawida is involved. So if you want to speak Kidawida, if you want to learn Kidawida, if you want to do anything to experiment with Kidawida, this is the place to be. If you're returning to this platform, karibu sana, karibu tena, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for creating time to just come and learn this precious language of ours with us. And thank you so much also for your support. And we are still asking you to continue supporting us. So follow us on our X account, follow us on our TikTok account, and also follow us on our YouTube account. We really appreciate your support. My beautiful name is Masaka Mdavidatiki. Professionally, I am a linguist, and above that, I am a huge lover of languages, and without a doubt, Kidawida tops the list. So welcome to this platform and welcome to this lesson and welcome to Dishome Kidawida. As you can see from the title, on this episode, we are going to learn about possessive forms in relation to family members. And for this specific episode, I have only selected 3 family members. That is a mother, a father, and a sibling. In case you don't understand by what I mean by possessive forms in relation to family members, it is this simple. How do you say my mother, for example? How do you say your mother? How do you say his or her mother? That is exactly what we are going to learn in this episode. So, without much ado, get your notebooks, get your pens, and let's start taking our notes. So we start with the pronoun my. How do you say my father in Kidawida? My father can be Abba or Appa. So generally, the word Appa or Abba in Kidawida means father. So it can be a general word for father, for a father, and it can also mean my father, but you don't really have to include the part of saying my father. For Kidawida, if you want to say my father, you will just say Abba or Appa, depending on the dialect that the speaker speaks. How do you say my mother in Kidawida? Again, the word for mother in Kidawida is Mao. Mao can generally mean a mother, or it can also mean my mother. So you can just say Mao. What about a sibling? A sibling is Mwanedu. So Mwanedu means a sibling or my sibling. And if they are many, we will say Vanedu. So Vanedu in Kidawida will mean my siblings or our siblings. So that is how you refer to a father, a mother, and a sibling if you're talking about the first person. So if you're talking about the second person, that is you can say your mother, your father, your sibling. This is how you say it in Kidawida. Referring to your father, you will say Ndeyo. Ndeyo means your father. So in Kiswahili, you will say baba yako. In Kiswahili, you'll have to use 2 words to express that meaning. But in Kidawida, we only have 1 word to express the same meaning. And the word is Ndeyo. So if someone tells you, uoni Ndeyo, that means that is your father. Ndeyo, your father. If there are many, we will say veke Ndeyo. So veke, the word veke here is an equivalent of saying akina or kina in Kiswahili. Akina baba, for example. So veke is an equivalent of akina or kina in Kiswahili. So if you say vekendeo, that means your fathers, baba zenu. That is the equivalent in Kiswahili. If you're talking about your mother, you will say mayo. Mayo means your mother. And if you're talking about many mothers, you will say veke mayo. So veke is the plural marker. That is the particle marking the plural form in Kidawida. Veke mayo, your mothers. When you talk about siblings, it will be mwanyenyu. Mwanyenyu means your sibling. And then if there are many, you will say vanyenyu. Vanyenyu means your siblings, ndugu zako. And then if you're talking about the family member in relation to the third person, you will say nde for a father. Nde means his or her father. And then if it is in plural, you will say veke nde. Again, we have said veke is the particle that is marking the plural form. So if you say vekende, that means their fathers. Let's go to a phrase when you are referring to somebody's mother in the third person. You will say my. My means his or her mother. And if there are many mothers, we will say veke my, which means their mothers in the plural form. And then if you're talking about a sibling, in this case we will say mruna. Mruna. That means his or her sibling. And if there are many siblings, we will say varuna. So va in this case is the one that is marking the plural form. So you will say varuna, which means his or her or their siblings. So that is how we talk about the possessive forms in relation to the three family members in Kidawida. I don't know if you have such a pattern in your language whereby you only use one word to mean something like your father. Instead of saying baba yako, you just say ndeyo, and ndeyo already carries the two parts, the yo and the father part. So does your language behave like this? If it does, please share with us on the comment section down below so that we can also learn something from your language. It's always amazing to teach you Kidawida. It's always amazing to learn from you people. And thank you so much for your engagement. Always remember, this is where we explore, learn, and speak Kidawida. In case you have any questions that are concerning this lesson, please put that on the comment section down below, and let's engage, let's learn together. See you in the next episode. Bye!